Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much for coming back to watch another YouTube video for What Else is Going On podcast, aka WEIGO podcast. I'm your girl, Taria. I'm so happy to be here with y'all. I had all intent on doing a video yesterday because my goal is 25 videos for the month of March, and I've done two. And I didn't make it yesterday because I legit barely made it out of bed. And you know how people say, oh, I was in the bed for like all day? I truly was. So y'all know I'll be out here trying to get my money. And I didn't realize yesterday would have been my seventh day in a row working. And Corey always tells me, you need days off, you need days off. I'm like, yeah, I get, rest. So I got this, or what have you. Set my alarm yesterday. Y'all, I went to get up. And when I tell you, it felt like I needed to learn to walk again. I felt just like exhaustion doesn't even describe it. Or exhaustion, but like in my bones. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna lay here for a few more minutes and then I'm gonna get up and go out. When I tell y'all, I got up from yesterday morning, from the time I went to bed the night before, let's just say 10 something, until the time my alarm went off at like 6. I think I got up once to use the bathroom, right? And then maybe twice. No, I'm gonna say once to use the bathroom. Then I went to get up that morning, could not get up. I think I ended up getting up once at like to use the bathroom in the morning, got back in the bed, and I didn't get up again until like 12 p.m. or 1. Made me a grilled cheese sandwich, took it back upstairs, and I don't normally eat in my bed. Took it back upstairs, ate it in my bed, sitting up, laid back down. Corey, so something happened to Sky's car. Basically, she needed a new battery. We had to jump it a couple times. The lights and stuff were on. Took it to AutoZone for them to got a new battery for them to put it in. Only for now, no lights is on, and they're trying to say it's the starter. But Corey had been said he thinks her alternator may have been going right. So he was back and forth. He was at the gym, took her to work, was trying to figure out, okay, was he gonna try to jump it and drive it home? Were we going to use our insurance, roadside assistance? Because as much as we paid him a month, right? So I was in bed. So I got up to make my own grilled cheese sandwich, laid back down. Y'all, I didn't get up again until later. Um, he was going to go try to jump Sky's car and bring it home a couple hours later. And we didn't know where our little Corey, our son, was gone. He had went out or whatever. Sky was at work. So somebody needed to, if he jumped it, to drive it home. So my body was screaming and I was like, I'll go, just give me a minute. I'll go, I'll get dressed and go with you. Child, he had texted me back not even an hour later and was like, you ready? I was like, I had fell back to sleep. So I was like, all right, I'll go. Y'all, I got up, dragged myself in the shower, um, washed my face, and then I heard a tap on my bedroom door from inside my bathroom. And I knew it. I was like, Lord, please let this be little Corey coming back home to go with his dad. Sure, because big Corey wouldn't have knocked. He'd have just came in. Sure enough, it was him. And as soon as I said, come in, and it was him, and I opened that bathroom door and saw, I said, thank you, Jesus. I was in my towel, like, get ready. So he was like, I'm going to go with daddy to get the car, whatever. Cool. Y'all, I got right back in the bed. Then I text him, could he bring me some chicken noodle soup and some peanut cheese? Y'all, I was back in the bed. I finally got up at 7 p.m. and I only came downstairs to get my peanut cheese. And I was like, I'm going back upstairs. And he was like, no, because he wanted some company downstairs. And I was like, all right. I got on I went, he was like, go get a blanket. Cause I keep little blankets on the couch, but he knew I was probably cold. So he was like, go get a blanket and come back down. I was like, oh, you want my company? All right. Y'all went up them steps, got his big old blanket. Cause I got one that he really likes, to like lay over top of our duvet or comfort or whatever. Y'all, I got on that couch, watched a tiny bit of them Olympics. I was out again. Probably like, this is like 7:45, maybe 8 o'clock. Woke up at 11 something, went back upstairs to bed and got up this morning. And I do feel better. So when I got up this morning, he said, you feel okay? And I was like, no, he said, how do you feel? And I said, better. And he said, do you have all your energy back? I said, I feel better, but I honestly feel like I could probably sleep for another 24 hours. But I felt good enough to get up and go out and work some today. But y'all, it's been a long time since I felt like that. Like it was like, what, maybe 2 months ago that I felt like that, but I couldn't move. So I legit, he was like, you legit, like you literally spent 24 hours in bed. I did. And my body needed every lick of it. So I'm back with y'all today to give y'all 2 videos. So let's get this first one going. We're going to do a little bit of Bravo, a little bit of other stuff. Then I'm going to come back with some other stuff. So first up, let's get into Miss Monica Garcia. So did y'all watch Salt Lake City? For those of you that did, y'all know we had somebody named Monica Garcia, Reality Von Teese. Basically, I'll say the words they used. She had infiltrated the wives. She used to be Jen Shah's assistant. She ended up becoming a housewife, basically taking Jen's spot or whatever. Once the ladies found out she ran the troll account, it used to basically troll Jen all the time, but a couple times some of the ladies did, get hit by some strays or whatever. But for the most part, it was just to take Jen down. The ladies ain't want to film with her. Oh my God, we can't trust you. The dramatic scene at the end of last season. Monica has stayed on this internet, y'all. Like she is like, y'all are not going to forget us. Now, even the showrunners themselves did say they were going to give this season basically a cooling off period for the ladies and try to hopefully bring Monica back. Like hopefully by the time this season is over, they've cooled off, they'll be open to Monica coming back. I don't think so. Let's get into the thing of the things. Hold on. So this was according to Cindy C on X. Let me share my screen with y'all so y'all can see it. All right, hold on. Shabuya. Yeah. Shabuya. Roll call. Okay, here we go. This is according to Cindy C. Monica says Bravo and production tried bringing her back for the end of the season of hashtag RHOSLC, and several cast members filed complaints and threatened to quit. She says Meredith and Whitney were not part of the complaint. Let's get into it.
Bravo and production has gotten a lot of shit for not inviting me back.
Wow. Good.
It was not their fault. And they actually tried to get me back several times. They actually tried to bring me in towards the end of the season for season 5. And you can thank a couple of motherfuckers for threatening to quit if Bravo brought me back.
Quit, let them quit. Get the fuck out.
I want to shout out Bravo for having my back always.
Heck yeah.
They are not the ones that should be catching the heat, and we all know who should be. And if you don't know, you will real soon on the podcast. So, one more tea. These bitches opened several investigations against me with the network, with Warner Brothers, that I had to go through and endure for like 6-month-long investigations. Like, people have no money. Really disgusting accusations and terrible shit, which I will obviously discuss. But I want to shout out Meredith Marks and Whitney Rose for going and insisting on withdrawing from the investigations because they said those accusations are false, and we know they are false. So shout out to them for doing the right thing and defending me at a very dark, very dangerous time. And I hope that you guys post that.
Fuck yes.
So, okay.
All right, y'all. So y'all see what Monica had to say. Bravo was going to bring her back, but the ladies, with the exception of Whitney and Meredith, threatened to quit. I'm going to say this. If they filed false complaints or opened up investigations into things that they knew were false, just to kind of, if they knew it was going to take a while and during the investigation she wouldn't be able to film, so they kind of tried to block her that way too, then that's wrong. if you knowingly did that, again, knowing that she wasn't guilty of these things, but knowing an investigation would kind of stall her from coming back and stop her from coming back, I think that is wrong, to lie on that girl. However, I'm going to say this, and I'm not saying there, listen, I have said from day one, for anybody that wasn't here day one, hear my words clearly, because we know how some people like to, well, hear what you're saying, but only hear what they want to hear based on who you're talking about. Hear my words clearly. I've said before, if Monica came back, great. If she didn't come back, great. Meaning it truly didn't make me any never mind. And I also could see both sides. I could see the lady side where it's like, girl, you ran a whole troll account. We did catch strays. You might come in here, try to get information about us. And then when you get mad at us, are you going to feed information to other blogs? Because clearly you're not running this one anymore with the people that you're running it with. But are you going to feed us information? Are you going to feed information about us? I would be looking at her sideways too. I'm not going to lie. And you got up on Instagram with your whole chest with a newspaper and said you were burning it to the ground. You were reality Vontice. You were proud of that. So for me, again, you don't get to be victim and villain at the same time. You said it with your whole chest. Yes, I'm reality Vontice. And I was like, all right, cool. But now you can't cry when your actions have caused the other ladies not to film with you. Again, take out, if them ladies lied on you, then that's not cool. Even if I can see why they may be hesitant to film with you, I don't agree with them opening investigations if they knew they weren't true. So shout out to Meredith and Whitney, and y'all know I don't be giving Whitney Rose nothing, but shout out to them for speaking up and saying, hey, this is not true. But let's not act like these ladies have hesitant feelings about you for no reason. Come on. Like I said, I get both sides. I also get Monica's side. Like I was running a troll. It was me and a couple and some other people running a troll account. We were trying to take Jen down. Yes, I drove by her house and did all sorts of things and asked, I forget who's on one video, she was asking for somebody else's address so she could drive by their house. Again, I get them being like, that's a little weird. You wanted her address to drive by her house. Then you also wanted one of our addresses to drive by our house. And now you're on the show. But I do think it could have been harmless. And see, that's the thing with Monica. I've said it before and I'll say it again. She makes me a little bit uneasy. It's like I don't land on any side fully with her. Again, not 100% against her coming back. Not 100% against her having to never come back. She makes me uneasy. And I don't like that feeling when it comes to a housewife. You know, some housewives we have where we're like, yes, that's my wife. That's her right there. For whatever reason, they resonate with us. Or, nope, my body feels something. I don't see it for that housewife. Then you have your ones where you're like, oh, I'm indifferent. If they come back, good for them, getting a check. If they don't, it's not going to affect me either way. It's almost like either they're there or they're not. And then you have ones like Monica who make you uneasy for me. Because like, I'm going to keep saying this. I can see both sides. I can see how she felt like I was just doing a troll account. How much damage could I do? It was really about Jen. Yes, y'all caught a couple little strays, but I didn't post those strays that were about you because I believe that's what she said. At the same time, I'm thinking if I was a housewife and knew you ran this troll account and knew that you would have access to some of my information, we go out, we have a couple of drinks, or we have a bonding moment or whatever, let down our guards and we tell them business. And next thing you know, it's in the blogs. That could happen. Because we know you have experience running one with some other folks. So I see it. And then a part of me thinks, Monica, you dragging it. The other part of me thinks she deserves to tell her story. So that's why with Monica, I'm like, she makes me uneasy and I don't land 100% on either side. Clearly, she wants her job back. So they tried to bring her back. So maybe they'll be more successful bringing her back next season. Maybe they'll have a conversation with the ladies like, so check this out. You don't run anything. Remember when Phaedra filmed her last season with Atlanta? And I always think about this. Andy was asked about her being fired, in quotes. And he basically, and this is when it first happened, I'm paraphrasing, but basically was like, she wasn't fired, but when you don't have castmates to film with, what story do we have to tell? So in other words, he was letting us know that most of the castmates, or either all of them, didn't want to film with Phaedra, so we can't bring you back. So it's not necessarily being fired. We're not renewing your contract because don't nobody want to film with you. So I wonder with Monica, okay, so now you have Whitney and Meredith that are like, we're going to withdraw from this investigation. And maybe that's two people that'll possibly film with her. So then who else? You got Lisa, Angie K, Heather. I don't know if Mary's full-time or not. I think Mary is a friend of it. Mary liked Monica and wanted her to come back. And then you have the newbie. How many newbies we got? One or two? Either way, so you have two people that probably will film with her and like four that don't want to. So I wonder if they're going to have a conversation with them. And hey, look, Monica is smart. She's keeping herself, whether I feel like she's dragging it sometimes or not, she's keeping herself in the conversation. So Bravo, don't forget about her. And Bravo does see that there's a segment of people that really want her back. So in that regard, she is smart. So I guess we will continue to see what happens with Monica. Let's talk about Miss Dorinda Medley. This is according to Deadline. Bravo developing Real Housewives spinoff with Roni's Dorinda Medley set at Bluestone Manor. Exclusive, Dorinda Medley is opening her Bluestone Manor estate for a new reality series being developed at Bravo, Deadline has learned. The Berkshires estate was heavily featured on The Real Housewives of New York City throughout Medley's time on the reality series. Sources tell us that the show would be similar in format to Hulu's Vanderpump Villa, with Medley serving as boss to a young staff as they welcome guests staying on her property. As the show is only in a development stage, it's not certain if it will go to series. Medley has capitalized on Bluestone Manor over the years, launching her own bourbon with the name of her estate. In 2021, she partnered with Airbnb to allow fans to book a stay in her 1902 Tudor-style home in Western Massachusetts. Oh, yeah. Bluestone Manor was the set for season 2 of the Peacock spinoff, The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, Ex-Wives Club. The cast of that reality TV series included Taylor Armstrong, Brandi Glanville, Vicky Gunvalson, Tamra Judge, Eva Marcel, Jill Zarin, and Phaedra Parks. In 2015, Medley joined Bravo's Roni in season 7 and was put on pause after 6 seasons. Using those words almost makes me think that Dorinda sent this in herself because she is quick to say on pause. Like she always says that. Not, I didn't return, not, they didn't ask me back, but on pause. She exited after season 12. The television personality returned to the Real Housewives world in 2022 as part of the cast of Peacock's The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip season 2. In 2023, Medley reunited with her former Roni co-stars for The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip season 3, Roni Legacy. Look, if that's the case, good for Dorinda. I saw what Dorinda brought to Roni. I also have my feelings about Dorinda. You know, I know it's easy to say people should keep the same energies with housewives across the board, but the reality is we're humans and we're not going to do that, right? Yes, you may call out the housewife that you like, but your energy is going to be different than calling out another housewife for the same thing, but one that you don't care for. So let's acknowledge that. We can call them all out, but the way in which it's delivered may be different, which may or not be fair, but hey, we're human. I always would look at people going off about the things that Candace would say, but then some of those same people would be cheering on Dorinda for the things that she said because they didn't like Ramona or because they didn't like Sonia or because they didn't like Tinsley. You know, remember Dorinda sat at that table and said, I got a turkey baster for you, Tinsley, to get pregnant. She said some things. And let me just say this, when I call out people, please understand, or if I bring something up that they did, I'm not saying that I'm offended. If I was offended, I would say I'm offended. Really nothing offends me. I mean, things offend me, but like in this housewives world, it's like people are going to say what they want to say. Words don't really offend me like that. Like I don't take offense, which is why I would never want to do one of these shows because I really want to be my higher self. And I know that I could come back with some stuff that people would definitely be offended by. I'm human. That's, you know what I'm saying? So while Dorinda wasn't one of my faves, I did see the value and I never got offended by what she said, but I was like, child, Dorinda she's starting, she be going there or whatever. But I mean, good for her if this show comes to pass, and then if it goes to series, good for her. We know that she wants to be back on uh the telly. So I hope that it works out for her. I will say this, I know someone personally, and not I know somebody and then somebody else told me what happened to them. No, I know somebody personally that I spoke to who is, I'll just say, in the housewives world, and they did some work for Dorinda. And she got upset about something that she thought they did wrong. They, in fact, hadn't. But Dorinda almost like kind of sort of lay hands on them, like push them and call them out their name. Yeah, this is the person that I know did work for her. Like I said, she got upset, called them out their name, and kind of shoved them a little bit. So there's something about Dorinda that, to me, has a hint of darkness to it. But then also there's a side that we've seen that can be nurturing. It's the duality of her personality to me. So would y'all watch if Dorinda got this show at Bluestone Manor? I know one thing. I could never eat there. After, like, you know, you get visuals in your head. And I'll be trying not to, which is why I don't like watching like nasty stuff in movies when I'm trying to eat. And I'm gonna tell you, Roni is one of the housewives shows that I couldn't eat and watch because either they pissing on the ground, pooping, or doing some nasty stuff. Which, side note, speaking of pissing, Emily, I'm gonna get into your behind on this Real Housewives of Orange County recap because that's nasty. I wish you would piss in my front yard because you don't want to do the things by meeting my husband or my kids or what have you. Are you crazy? Anyway, let's get back on track. So Roni was one of those shows that I could never eat. Like, I made it my business to never eat and watch that, because the times that I did, it was like, And when Dorinda, remember, like when they, I forget what season of Roni it was. It might have been the season before Ebony, or maybe even the season before that. And Dorinda had made it like chicken and mashed potatoes and gravy. And then she like was tasting it with her hands and like not washing her hands and touching. And then on Ultimate Girls Trip, when she went, put her fingers in Phaedra's food and went to feed her, I said, man, Black folks, we don't be doing that. I remember one time, and I told this story before, I wanted something up that my grandma was eating. And I was just going like, Grandma, can I have some? Child, and I went to like just go grab it like this before I could close. There was a fork in my, girl, don't you be touching nothing on my plate with your hands. I said, Grandma, she said, don't touch nothing on my plate with your hands. I had forgot where I was for a minute. So, but yeah, I'm gonna ask y'all again at the end of this, but let me know if y'all are gonna watch, and I'll be excited. Y'all, did we talk about this? So we talked about what happened with, allegedly, Dr. Heavenly allegedly inviting Phaedra's ex Apollo and his new wife Shireen, either on a trip or something, filming with Married to Medicine. And allegedly, per Funky Dineva, I posted this on my Instagram at WEIGO Podcast. Shireen allegedly tried to fight Phaedra, and they got into it. Dr. Heavenly tweeted, I'm not trying to be messy or nothing, but can we get at Kenya on Married to Medicine, please? And thank you. Hashtag Married to Med. Now, look, I know people talk about Married to Medicine and then they throw in, all the housewives aren't wives. Married to Medicine and the Housewives are two different shows created differently. So sometimes when we do these comparisons, again, it goes back to me, false equivalencies. It's not the same thing. And to say, well, all housewives aren't married. Yeah, Married to Medicine isn't a Real Housewives show. It's based on folks either being in medicine or married to medicine. I think the only exception should be Quad. Even when Phaedra was coming back, I don't feel like she should have, even if she was dating a doctor. No, I want Married to Medicine to stay what it was intended for. Married to Medicine. Either they are doctor or their spouse is a doctor, with Quad being the exception. Quad was grandfathered in. And if Quad has a story to tell because she has a relationship with these women, then she should be back. Again, if she has a story, a real story to tell, then she's grandfathered in. But anybody else, I don't want to see nobody else that's not married to medicine, that's not in medicine. I want Married to Medicine to truly be what it was created for. Now, get Kenya a doctor and get them seriously dating. And then maybe she can come on over and play with the girls. But I don't know if that would happen just based on if in fact Bravo decided to part ways with her, would that happen? Would they then allow her to go to Married to Medicine so soon? Now, maybe somewhere down the line they would. But if they're going to do that, I would rather them just have her come back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta than go to Married to Medicine. You know what I'm saying? If she's going to come back on a Bravo show, make it the Real Housewives of Atlanta and not Married to Medicine. I would rather see her there as a housewife. So Dr. Heavenly being a little bit messy. And just real quick, y'all, we talked about Apollo back in March being arrested for DV, even though they said there were no marks or anything. However, he still was arrested for DV, and his wife said it was a huge blowout between a married couple that has brought us much closer since then. We have worked through our issues and have been going to couples therapy, the end. I just wanted to show y'all his mugshot because they just released it. Not pause recording. Share the screen. What is you doing? Did y'all see his mugshot? That's it right there. Says Apollo Nida's legal woes are back in the headlines. That was July 26th. But yes, that is In Touch got a hold of his mugshot. This is from Georgia's Fulton County Sheriff's Office. Yeah. He was arrested on March 11th after a dispute with current wife Shireen, per court documents also obtained in a police. And I know we went over this, but just as a review, in a recent report, Shireen, who privately married Apollo Nida last year, said after she returned home from a night with friends, they got into a heated argument about them cheating on each other. So there is his mugshot. Just wanted to show y'all that in case y'all had not seen it. Moving on. Done with Bravo. I want to ask y'all what y'all think about this. Y'all know if I see something, I like to bring it to y'all and get y'all's opinion. So I saw this story on the Neighborhood Talk, and then I did a little bit of Googles, and there was allegedly some things over on TikTok, and then I forget the name of the website that it was on because I thought about showing the video. Then I was like, maybe I shouldn't show the video. Y'all just heard the weirdest horn beep. Almost sound like a train. What is going on? Like my husband just put an alternator in my daughter's car. I was like, wait, did something happen? Like, go on. But anyway, so I just wanted y'all to see this. So Arkansas woman charged with battery after putting the pause on her nurse for allegedly posting her medical My Chart on her close friends. I might as well have left this on. All right. Neighbors, a Little Rock, Arkansas nurse had the pause put on her after she allegedly posted a patient's My Chart to her close friends. The patient, a woman named Kayla Bizel, detailed what happened in a post to social media. She says she's known the nurse 20. Well, we're going to go to that. We can just read it from here. So this is the patient. A bish just played FR, meaning for real. Imagine going to the hospital thinking you are in good hands while recovering from surgery, and you end up knowing your nurse, only to find out I don't know if that's hoe, I think, only to find out the hoe posting your My Chart records on her close friends like it wasn't going to get back to you. A B you've been knowing since effing fifth grade. Shaking my head. Some of y'all don't need to be working in the medical field. It is never okay to post anyone's personal information online. And then on top of that, in my face, talking to me while caring for me is insane. It's all good though. Handled half of that. And now I'm finna sue UAMS and her ASS. So it says, she posted the my chart basically on the nurse on her, the nurse's name. Where's the nurse's name at? Ananda. So it says she's known the nurse, 22-year-old Ananda, since the fifth grade and immediately recognized her when the nurse began to prep her for surgery. She says everything was seemingly going well and the two were quite friendly. That is until someone sent Kayla an alleged screenshot from the nurse's close friend's Insta story. The nurse had allegedly posted Kayla's chart, not knowing that they shared a mutual friend who sent it to Kayla instantly. Video has surfaced of Kayla beating the nurse the F up in the hallway of the Arkansas hospital. She was devastated that her personal info had been leaked. Kayla was arrested shortly after and charged with battery. We're told the nurse has since been fired. Thoughts, neighbors? We do not condone bullying or violence. Somebody said, I don't see a crime outside of her personal health information being exposed. Free her. Somebody else says she got beat up, fired, and lost her license in a span of 48 hours for trying to be funny and expose someone. Shaking my head. Someone else said lawsuit against the hospital too, but what was on the chart that she wanted to throw hands? Somebody said, not you getting beat up and losing your license. And then the last page, this is Sharnae Cannon. I guess this is another nurse. She says, Kayla B, I would love to apologize to you on her behalf. I speak for so many RNs when I say that we're not all as evil and cruel. Whether you're getting your tonsils removed or getting open heart surgery, being in the hospital puts you in a vulnerable position already. We took an oath to do no harm, and I'm sorry you were hurt. So let's go back. So that's the nurse right there, and that is the patient. And this is a still from the patient, which is Kayla putting them paws on Ananda. What do y'all think? Because I'm going to tell you, when I first heard this story, listen, I know that we're not supposed to go around putting hands on people. I also know that sometimes things happen. For you to not only prep me for surgery, we realize we know each other. We go back some 22 years. We may not be the best of friends, but we cool. We talking, and then you caring for me. You prep me for surgery, then caring for me after surgery, only for me to find out that you end up posting my medical records to your close friend's story. I forget where it was. It might have been in these comments that I saw. Oh man, where is it? Hold on. It might have been in my comments. Wait a minute. Dang, I can't find it, but I'm pretty sure somebody was like, she was warning other people. Evidently, the rumor is that the girl, and I don't know, this is alleged, that the girl may have been burning down there and had some other issues, if you know what I mean, going on. And so the nurse was warning people because the girl was lying about her health. That is not your job. And if you was so-called warning, why you only put it on your close friends if you felt like you was in the right in doing it? Because you knew that that was in violation. Like you shouldn't be posting that. So I'm going to say I understand why Kayla did exactly what she did, and I hope that she gets freed and does no time. And I'm glad that that girl lost her job. Like, you know better. We are too old and too grown. Again, somebody could say that for fighting too. I get it. But come on. For you to be like, you know that there's a digital footprint. I would not, I don't care if it was just, no, I would not be posting on. You didn't even screenshot it and send it to a friend. You gonna post it, which is still wrong. You gonna post it. I know somebody that I used to be cool with a long time ago. Her sister worked at a big hospital and had a good job. And every time they went into the system that she was in, when they went into somebody's record, it left like when I used to work at an alarm company, they updated the program to where even if you just logged into a person's account, even by accident, and didn't leave any notes, if you went to the notes section, you could see the last person that logged into the account, even if you left no notes. You may have pulled it up by accident, but your name is going to be on there as the last person that logged in. And that's the type of system that she worked in. And child, she had logged into, I forget, it was a higher ups position. She kept logging in to a higher ups medical records at her job, trying to be nosy. Girl, she lost that good job. And it was a good job. And she lost it because even though she had access to go in, because there are some people that had access to go into certain accounts that they deemed, I don't want to say secure, but you know what I mean? Not just your regular patients, but maybe like officials and high up hospital personnel, and even some celebrities. You had to be authorized to go in, and she could go in. But like, why would you be going in doing that? And this is a grown woman. She wasn't in her 20s. Like, she was like in her 40s at the time. This is a grown woman, or late 30s. This is a grown woman. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Also, there was something else I wanted to show y'all, but it is actually deleted. So I was on the Neighborhood Talk, and they had a picture of Ciara, her stylist, and her designer. They were on set, Ciara and her stylist, and I don't know what project she was working on, but the designer was coming there to bring some clothes. The stylist texts the designer by mistake. So basically the stylist, and I'm paraphrasing because again, they deleted it, was like, let me know when you get here or something like that. Designer responds back, here, like, I'm here. So the stylist texts back like, go get so-and-so and don't let him anywhere near Ciara. So the stylist, now mind you, the stylist sent that to the designer by mistake because the designer was bringing pieces. We don't know who the stylist was trying to send it to, but he ended up sending it to the designer by mistake. Don't let him anywhere near Ciara. So then the designer posts basically something like, the text that I got by mistake, and yes, I'm upset, or something. And I wanted to show y'all the text, and I should have screenshot it, but I didn't, because when I went, what I did was went to the post on the Neighborhood Talk, and then I just copied the link and sent it to my email so I could have it pulled up for this. So imagine my surprise. I'm gonna click on it again one more time just to see. Child, I clicked on that email, and it says, yep, sorry, this page isn't available. So they have deleted, and I wonder why the Neighborhood Talk deleted it. Did Ciara's people reach out? Did the stylist reach out? Because I'm even going through the page now, and it is definitely gone. So I just thought that was interesting. Like, I thought it was interesting, like, child, look at the stylist getting caught up texting about the designer to the designer. But child, it ain't here no more. Gots to be more careful. All right, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all of the stories. Ciara's stylist child getting caught up texting the wrong person and texting the designer instead. The Arkansas woman who put her paw, this is so fun. Every time I hear her put the paws, I think a little Scrappy, who put her paws on the nurse who shared her MyChart information to her close friends on IG. We saw Apollo's mugshot. I mean, there's nothing really to discuss. I mean, he didn't look bad. Dr. Heavenly wanting Kenya to come play on Married to Medicine. Would y'all like to see Kenya go over to Married to Medicine? Or, like I said, if she's going to be back on a Bravo show, put her back on Atlanta. What y'all think about Dorinda and her new show? Are you going to watch if it goes to series? And Miss Monica Garcia. Do y'all want Monica back on the show? Do you think she livened it up? What are your predictions for this next season of Salt Lake City? Y'all let me know, and I will talk to y'all later. See ya. And make sure y'all get y'all rest. Y'all don't want to be strapped to y'all bed like I was, although it did feel good. And after I get done this, I'm gonna go to the gym. And then I'm gonna come back and lay down.